All right, Fredericton. This is the Integrity Minute podcast hosted by Louis Vandervalk and sponsored by Integrity Junk Removal and Demolition. And today I've got an awesome guest. I've been following Jeremy for a bit on Instagram with his woodworking and whatnot. But I want to steal all your thunder here, Jeremy, in a few words, and just let us know what you do, where you your customer base is, and get us up to speed on that.
Yeah, thanks, Lewis. Thanks for having me on. So yeah, like you said, I'm the owner of the Fiddlehead Casket company, and I kind of have two main branches of the business. So I do simple pine caskets locally, and I also have a flat pack kit that ships out across Canada and into the U.S. So there's that side of the business is one part, and then the other stuff is locally with some custom woodworking. Like that's my background. I'm a red seal cabinet maker, so all kinds of little cabinetry and furniture and that kind of stuff here locally. So it's a good mix of both. Keeps me on my toes.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Is Instagram the best place for people to connect with kind of what you've got on the workbench at the moment?
Yeah, I suppose Instagram is pretty good. So my handle there, there's two actually, two now. There's the at Fiddlehead Caskets, and then the Fiddlehead Custom account, which is mainly just for just finished projects.
Nice.
So if you're looking to see some examples of past work, then the Fiddlehead Custom page is the place to go. And the Fiddlehead Casket, kind of the one that I started off with, tends to be more just day to day, whatever happens to be going on in the shop.
Nice. Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
check that out, guys. He's got some cool stuff going on. And this is, you don't work directly with businesses necessarily as a whole, but what's the best part about working with businesses, working with customers that you've noticed over the time you've been in business?
Uh, Working with customers, local customers, is always great. Just because of the nature of the work that I do, it's often very collaborative. People will say, I'm looking for a table or a built-in to fit this space, and I want it to house this, that, and the other. So there's a lot of back and forth design-wise with customers that way. And with businesses, I've been doing a little bit of work with some local businesses, Tipsy Muse for one. The thing I like the best about that is just that, a business owner talking with another business owner, they get it, right? Like if your schedule is bonkers and this just isn't going to work, like they get it. And if things come up, you have to change gears really quick. They just kind of get what it's like to be a person running a business. So it's nice that way.
That's awesome. What sort of projects do you have on the go with the Tipsy Muse?
So I've done a few things. Pretty much anything that they've added since the cafe opened. Some displays, some shelving. We made some kind of custom shelves to mount their speakers for when they have their live events there.
That's cool.
They recently expanded over into Picaroons here on the north side. So they have a satellite location over here. And I worked with them, made the service counter there and some space to hold the sinks and all that kind of stuff that you need to have. So, and again, that's, very collaborative because they need to, it has to be kind of this big, and we need to have enough space for a couple of staff to be working here. We need to have this machine and that machine and space for cups and the whole thing. So that was a fun one to get that all cased out, and now it's up and running, and it seems to be doing well for them.
That's awesome. That's super exciting.
Yeah.
Being that this is a Fredericton-based show, I always like to uncover little gems here in the area. What do you think is the best kept secret here in the Fredericton area, whether it be food or sights or sounds?
Yeah. Well, um, I really like coffee, so
Nice.
hopefully it's not a big secret. The Tipsy Muse, I even before I started working with them, I just like to go there. Coffee is great. The atmosphere and kind of the vibe of the place is really good. They always have interesting music going on, and everyone just seems to love what they do there. In terms of maybe an outdoor thing, so I like to do hiking and things in my spare time with my family. And I think a hidden gem would be just the trail network here, and especially close to my place is the loop that goes out the Nashwauk River.
Okay.
So kind of on the north side, you start at the trail center, and you can walk up one side of the Nashwauk to Marysville, and then come back down on the other side. It's about a 10-kilometer loop, but Usually not as busy as some of the other sections of the trails, and all through the woods. So it's really cool.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you can bike on that part of the trail too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think my wife and I did that a couple of years ago. We were due for a check in there. That's a great spot.
Yeah, yeah, it's a great loop.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. And you know, what who else would you recommend that jumps on the podcast here, just to highlight them? It sounds like the Tipsy Muse is one we should definitely have them on here. But anyone else?
Yeah, I'd say reach out to Krista there at the Muse, especially for how they've handled the last year and a half,
Mhm.
because they were just getting open and just kind of finding their stride, and then COVID hit and just threw everything sideways.
Yeah,
But even through that, they've really kept their focus on the kind of the community minded aspect of things. Like they will collaborate with other companies in the area to cross promote, and they're really fostering that sense of community despite being turned upside down by a pandemic. So yeah, you talk to her, and I'd be curious for you to talk to Adam, who runs Red Rover Cider. I know him because he's a neighbor of mine, but just he's been in the game for must be maybe 10 years now or somewhere around there, and has really grown the business from the first steps of like just hustling at the local markets, the St. John market, Fredericton market, doing all those tours, meeting people face to face. And now they've grown to the point where they recently purchased the Neil Farm property here in Devon, and have big plans for the future of that place. So he's an interesting guy
okay,
to talk
gosh.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I had him back in university as a professor in my first year. So
Oh yeah. So I mean that's an interesting part too, right? That was his biomechanic or biomedical engineering
yeah,
background, and then totally took a left turn, and now he's uh, grown a pretty substantial cider company.
yeah. That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then to wrap up here, tell us, about your first sale in the business you're in now, or any sale that kind of stands out as a memorable sale for you.
Yeah, a memorable one for me, I'd say, would be the first casket kit sale. So initially, my focus was to sell the simple pine caskets in the Maritimes. I went around to almost all the funeral homes in New Brunswick, and it just turned out that it wasn't a good fit for the market. It wasn't really something that they were interested in, but
Mhm.
people were interested in, and they were contacting me from outside of where I could, physically put one in my van and go deliver it to, right? Inquiries from Ontario and kind of beyond in Canada that really liked the idea of the simple pine casket, but couldn't get one locally. So then the idea of the kit came into be, and I worked on that design. And initially, I think it was some media story, probably from a press release originally about the launch of this new product. And then once it was picked up by a national news outlet, then there was a flurry of orders from, I think the first one was out in maybe Saskatchewan.
That's awesome.
So, with that, it was like, oh, okay, then this is maybe a better thing to put the focus in. And this is a better way that I can get this kind of a product out to people that are interested in it.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Well, Jeremy, appreciate your time here, and
Yeah. Thanks.
definitely look forward to getting more people locally here to reach out and hopefully take advantage of what you offer. This
Awesome. That'd be
is
great.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been the Integrity Minute, and reach out to Jeremy. We'll put links to everything you've got going on in the description, and we'll
Great.
share it out there.
Right on. Thanks, Lewis.
Thank you.